Just a thought. Are you planning on playing tomorrow night?
Uh, Good question. Maybe more of a question for Nauber. Definitely healthy enough to go, ready to roll. Just whether a question of what Nauber wants to do.
That 100-point plateau, is it still pretty special? I know you've reached it a lot of times, but to get there, would it still be special for you?
Not much difference between 99 and 100. No, it's not something that's on my mind.
Connor, what do you think a college kid soaks up watching you and Leon out there in an optional practice?
I don't know. You might have to ask him. He's asked me a lot of questions for other guys today, but hopefully he's paying attention. Hopefully he's watching that we work hard. He's coming from a great program, obviously in BU, and comes from a good hockey family. I'm sure he knows what he's doing. So, yeah.
Can you describe these last 2, 3, 4 weeks have been for you and the team? Just as guys getting hurt and come back and trying to figure things out.
Yeah, been unique, obviously. Kind of unprecedented for our group. We've had a great string of health here for a long time. I saw Nauber kind of alluded to everything's kind of hitting us at once. And while that is true, guys are healthier than it may seem. I think we kind of have this aura about us for the walking wounded, but we're just fine. Everybody's going to be ready to roll. Everybody is doing whatever they can. I don't like this whole notion that we're the walking wounded here. We're ready to roll.
Is there a silver lining in this that some guys have been able to get maybe a little bit of time off trying to recover and they'll be fresh and ready to go for the playoffs?
I've felt personally night and day better from before the injury. Just in terms of rest. Not getting a break there with the Four Nations, which I'm not complaining about at all. So if the league's listening, I'm not complaining about that. It's just, I feel night and day better since the injury. I'm sure Leon's going to feel the same way. Everybody's going to feel the same way coming out of that, and we'll be ready to roll.
You take us through that little. You don't like the walking wounded thing. Does it come to you as almost an excuse, or what area of that don't you like?
I just don't like the theory that people are counting us out. We're a great team here. Bumps and bruises along the way, obviously, but we're a dangerous team when we're rolling and we're healthy, and we are healthy. I think you'll see that over the next little while, and looking forward to showing that.
I guess the one exception to that notion would be Matthias Ekholm, and that's a pretty big loss. How would you kind of categorize what he means and how you guys are going to have to kind of counter him not being around for a while?
I wish I could spin that one for you, but that's obviously disappointing. There's no way around that. Unfortunate, obviously. We'll miss him for a little bit. That being said, he's going to do everything he can possible to be healthy whenever that may be. He's a great player. Just does everything right. Maybe the most all-around defenseman there is. He's a big loss, obviously.
What do you think of the nose saying the B squad was playing last night? They were out there. They hurt the Kings.
I got nothing to add to that. Nothing. What's that?
Bullet board material.
There's a lot of guys playing in that game that are going to be playing in the series. So I'm not sure. Not sure where he's getting that notion. But I got nothing really to add to that.
Can you give us a thought on the series? You guys starting there for a change as opposed to starting at home, but you know this team so well, and you've been able to beat them on that game plan that they have, where they kind of sit back and make you guys kind of try and clog the neutral zone.
They play, I would say, more of a passive game in terms of the neutral zone. But that being said, they're a really good team. They have been for a long time. It's a great test for us, a great challenge. I'm excited about starting there. It's a great challenge and one that we're looking forward to.
Is there an advantage or a different outlook when you beat them 3 years in a row? You obviously know how to beat the other Kings, the Oilers do, and they're still trying to figure out how to beat you guys. take us through being the underdog or being a team. Like, do you have more confidence than you might against another opponent because you beat them?
We've played them, this is our fourth time now. Every time we've come in with the same mentality of it's a new series. There's no carryover. There's no, we don't start up a game or up 2 games. It's, first team to 4, and it's a challenge every time. They make you play a really solid game. It takes a really clean, solid, hard-working game to beat them, and that's what we're going to have to be prepared to do, and we are prepared to do. Yeah.
You could have a very different team, not just from now, but from the deadline going into Game 1. You guys haven't been able to put that to the test yet. What do you make of that, and trying to kind of work everyone in when you haven't had that test run that you probably wanted to?
Who's to say what's bad and what's good? Maybe it's good. Everyone's going to be rested. Would it have been nice to get some games with a full lineup? Sure, but that's not the case we're dealing with. And but as I said, everybody's ready to roll. Everybody is doing everything they can possible, and as I said, not everything is as it seems. Yeah.
It was a real journey last year, right? Like that 2 months getting to the Cup was, you guys went through lots of stuff. This one's already starting out completely differently. Is there something to be said for a unique run like this year's nothing like last year? If you're going to do it this year, you got to do it a different way, maybe.
I think it's that way every year, isn't it? There's always a challenge. There's always going to be something that happens. There's uniqueness to every playoffs that we've had, every series that we've had. This one's going to be no different. Yeah.
Logan Couture is going to have to retire because he's hurt. What do you remember playing against him?
He was a great player. I remember those great San Jose teams, and he was a massive, massive piece to those teams. And obviously, it's extremely unfortunate, and you hate to see it. Obviously, he's been dealing with whatever he's been dealing with for a long time now, and it's unfortunate. I feel for him. But great memories going up against him. Great battles with him and those Sharks, and it's unfortunate.